Activity coefficient is a fraction very close to 1. That is 0.99, 0.98, 0.88, 0.66, 0.77. In certain cases, it exceeds 1 point something. Okay. So that is the situation. And it is a measure of the deviation of the deviation from the ideal behavior arising from the ion-ion interaction. So activity coefficient is an empirical quantity that is closer to 1. It is not equal to 1, it is closer to 1. It is equal to 1 only in the case of an ideal solution. Okay, ideal solution is an extremely dilute solution of an electrolyte. So it is equal to 1 in the case of an ideal solution, but it is a quantity, an empirical value much closer to 1. It is usually a fraction. It is a measure of the deviation of an electrolyte solution from its ideal behavior. Greater the value is deviate from the 1, greater will be the deviation. So greater will be the ion-ion interaction, lesser will be the value, difference of the value of gamma from 1, that means greater the deviation. It is a measure of the deviation of the system from ideal behavior. In the case of an ideal solution, what happened is gamma is equal to 1. Gamma, the activity coefficient is 1, then activity is equal to concentration. Only in that case, the activity only in the case of a dilute system, the activity become equal to the stoichiometric concentration. Okay. So we have different types of concentration term corresponding to which different types of activity term is therefore. So activity can be expressed in terms of activity is equal to gamma C into C, or that is equal to gamma M into M, or is equal to gamma X into X. So this is activity in terms of concentration, and this is the molar activity coefficient, that is molar activity coefficient. This is the activity in terms of molality. So it is the molar activity coefficient, and this is the activity coefficient in terms of mole fraction. Therefore, this is the activity coefficient that is in terms of mole fraction. So we have gamma C or gamma M, or we have gamma X. Most commonly this is employed. Okay, or this is usually common. Certain cases this may be molarity and this may be molarity. Okay, this conveniently used. You don't bother about it. Most cases solution, the electrolytic solution are usually represented in terms of molarity or molality. The next is the mean activity and mean activity coefficient. That aspect is to be discussed quickly. Okay. Mean activity and mean activity coefficient. Okay, this is to be we are discussing immediately, quickly. Since the electrolytes in their solution dissociate into cation and anion charged particle species in their solution, it is very difficult to determine the activity coefficient of each ion. So we have to represent the activity of each ion. Okay, so this ionic activity is to be represented. Suppose there is a particular ion dissociated cation and anion, they are in large number, where it is very difficult to represent the ionic activity, A plus or A minus. So we have to go for a mean quantity called mean ionic activity, and corresponding we have a mean ionic activity coefficient. So we have mean ionic activity, we have mean activity, we have mean activity coefficient. Similarly, we have mean ionic activity and we have mean ionic activity coefficient. All these terms are there. So you know that mean activity is A. Okay, A. Mean activity is the mean activity. A is equal to say the A plus or minus like that. Okay. Okay. That is the situation. A plus or there is a mean ionic activity or mean activity or mean ionic activity. The ionic activity is usually mean activity is activity of an electrolyte is usually expressed in terms of mean ionic activity. Because ion in the solution exists as positive and negative ion. So we have to go for geometrical term. So the activity of an electrolyte in the solution is taken as the geometrical geometrical term. The geometrical term of the geometrical means of the activity of cation and anion is taken. So suppose we have a solution. We have a solution of an electrolyte like Ma that dissociate into M plus and A minus in the solution. Suppose the activity of the electrolyte is A. So in the solution is divided into A plus and A minus. So we have A is equal to A plus into A minus, because with the concentration of his M plus into concentration of A minus. So we have activity A is equal to concentration of M plus into concentration of A minus, that is equal to A plus into A minus, or that is equal to A plus A minus. Okay, A plus A minus the whole square. So A plus into A minus the whole square. So we have like this. So activity A plus or minus is square root of A. So that is the situation. So that is the situation. A plus or minus, the mean ionic activity in this simple case is A square root of A. This is the case of univalent electrolyte or 1,1 electrolyte Ma. It will dissociate to M plus and A minus. So it will give one positive and one negative in the aqueous solution. Therefore activity is A plus into A minus, that is A plus or A minus, or that is A plus or minus the whole square. So the mean ionic activity A plus or minus is equal to square root of A. So in the case of binary electrolyte, you have a univalent electrolyte, the mean ionic activity coefficient is square root of A. Generally, suppose the case of an electrolyte of type MXAY. Okay, MXAY type, it will dissociate into, how much? XM Y plus situation Y A minus, that is X minus, that is the case. So this is a numerical number. The valence is a number. This is a number of the ion, a number of moles of the ion. This is the corresponding charge. So this electrolyte, XY electrolyte, dissociates into XM plus XM plus. Okay, so charge Y plus and Y A minus, so charge X minus. Therefore, activity of the electrolyte is equal to A plus into A minus. A plus into A minus. Okay, what is the concentration of A plus here is, that is usually we have to remember the concentration is that M Y plus the whole raised to X into, A X minus whole raised to Y, that is situation. That is equal to A plus raised to X into A minus raised to Y. So this is the equation. So the activity in this case of the electrolyte is A plus raised to X into A minus raised to Y, that is equal to A plus or minus raised to X plus Y. Therefore, the mean ionic activity A plus or minus is square root of, that is X plus Y root of this A, this situation. So the mean ionic activity of such an electrolyte A plus or minus is equal to this number X plus Y times square of root of A. So this number is N, then N root of A. This is 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 vectors. Simple case is 2, binary. So we have to pass on to another aspect is that activity, all of you know that. I'm going to discuss some aspect so then we can finish it. You know that. Consider this electrolyte. Consider the case of the electrolyte. That is M X A Y, that will dissociate into X M Y plus Ya x minus, okay, like this. Then we have the equation activity A is equal to m plus raised to x into A minus, okay, A minus raised to y. That charge is, this is y plus and this is x minus, okay. You don't bother with this number, this plus and this minus. So you have to remember the concentration, ionic concentration is, this is suppose A plus mean ionic raised to x into A minus raised to y. So also you know that what is A? A is equal to gamma into m. Therefore A plus is gamma plus raised to m plus raised to into m plus. Similarly, A minus is mean ionic, that is ionic activity is gamma minus into m minus. So you have to introduce this equation. We have A plus is gamma plus into, okay, m plus raised to x into A minus is gamma minus raised to this is numerical charge m plus raised to y. Okay. Then suppose m is the molality or the solution, the stoichiometric molality. Suppose m is the molality of the solution. M is the molality of the solution. We have m plus x into m, and m minus is y into m. This is a situation you have to remember. So you have to, this is can be written as gamma plus into m plus is xm, because it is splitted into, you know that A plus is splitted into x, okay. That is actually the situation. X m plus xm raised to x into gamma minus this m plus is, this is y is the number, therefore ym raised to y, ym raised to y. So expanding this equation, we have x raised to x into y raised to y into gamma plus or minus raised to x plus y. Okay, I'll put this. Gamma plus raised to x, gamma minus raised to y into m raised to x plus y. So this equation can be written as x raised to x into y raised to y into gamma plus or minus x plus y into m raised to x plus y. So this is understanding. And this is called the mean ionic activity coefficient. This gamma plus or minus 1 is called the mean ionic activity coefficient. So you can write the case of NaCl. Na plus Cl minus, we can write this. How this? That is, here number of x is the number of positive ion, y is the number of negative ion. You don't look into the charge. You don't go for the charge here. You write this number. This one Na plus and one Cl minus is the univalent electrode. For a univalent electrolyte, x is 1, y is 1. So we have the equation activity. Activity A is equal to 1 raised to 1 into gamma plus or minus raised to 1 plus 1 into m raised to x plus 1 plus 1. That is equal to gamma 1 raised to this whole 1. Therefore, gamma plus or minus whole square into m square. So, in the case of univalent electrolyte, the relation between activity and mean ionic activity in terms of molality is A is equal to gamma plus or minus the whole square into m square. Suppose we have another solution, another type of solution, that is calcium chloride, Cl2 giving Ca2 plus and 2Cl minus. This is x is 1, y is 1, 2. So positive ion 1 number and negative ion 2. Therefore, x is 1 and y is 2. So you can write activity A is equal to x raised to x. That is 1 raised to 1 into y raised to y. 2 raised to 2 into, okay, gamma plus or minus 1 plus 2 into m raised to 1 plus 2. So our number now become 4 gamma plus or minus cube into m cube. So in the case of unidivalent, or diunivalent case of electrolyte, the activity is related to the mean ionic activity coefficient and molality by the equation. That is 4 gamma plus or minus all cube into m cube. So last I want to discuss. In the case of trivalent, like this is aluminum trichloride, Al2Cl3. Okay, Al2, Al2SO4 thrice. Al2SO4 thrice, this will dissociate 2Al plus SO4, 3 minus. SO4, 2Al3 plus 3 SO4, 2 minus. This is the number of situation, this is the situation. So here, x is 2, y is equal to 2. So, aluminum sulfate break into 2L plus Al3 plus and 3 SO4, 2 minus. Therefore, x is 2 and y is equal to 2. So, come to this. What is the relation between mean ionic activity coefficient and molality? If I fix the molality of aluminum sulfate and gamma plus or minus is the mean ionic activity, then activity A is equal to, you come to this equation, x raised to x, 2 raised to 2, into y raised to y, 3 raised to 3, into gamma plus or minus 2 plus 3, that is 5, into m raised to 2 plus 3, 5. That is equal to, okay, that is equal to, what is the situation? Unit 3, 9, 9, 27, 27, 4. 4, 7, 28, 108 into gamma plus or minus the all raised to 5 into m raised to 5, this situation. Similarly, in the case of aluminum chloride, because I think that you got 27 gamma plus or minus raised to 5 m raised to 5, you write this is aluminum chloride. You write this equation, okay. So what I wish to say is that the case of electrolyte in the solution, there is an relation between activity, mean ionic activity and molality effect, okay. That is given by x raised to x, y raised to y, gamma plus or minus raised to x plus y into m raised to x plus y, where gamma plus or minus is the mean ionic activity coefficient and m is the molality. Otherwise, you have the equation, that is A plus is ionic activity A plus, that is A plus or minus is gamma plus or minus m plus or minus all square. That's the situation. Okay. Or A plus is gamma plus into m plus and A minus is gamma minus into m minus. And m is the total molality solution, m plus is xm and m minus is y. Where x and y are the number of moles of the ion. So time being, I'm stopping. This is an addition. Suppose you want to study, okay, it is not compulsory for additional point. What I wish to say is that what is activity, what is the activity coefficient. So the variation of activity coefficient, suppose we put the gamma versus C, and this is 1, these ideal cases. It is not like this. As the concentration increases, this is like this. Okay, this is for KCl, this is for HCl, this is for calcium chloride, this is for zinc sulfate. But I want to wish to say that as the concentration increases, the activity coefficient, that is gamma plus or minus, okay, gamma plus or minus, whatever may be, the activity coefficient, or you have to remember the activity coefficient is not, see, it decreases from 1. Gamma is equal to 1, so decreases from unity, and as the deviation in the case of more and more charged ion species, that is like divalent, unidivalent, etc., is gamma changes very widely from concentration as the concentration increases. So that's the situation. That is, as the concentration increases, gamma decreases considerably from 1. That is the first deviation. It is almost 1 at 0 concentration. Okay? At a low concentration, it is 1. Okay, that's ideal cases. As the concentration increases, it gradually decreases from 1. It becomes something like 0.99, 0.8, 0.7, etc. The second is that in the case of electrolyte like HCl, KCl, etc., univalent, the deviation is less. It decreases from 1 very slowly only. KCl, NaCl, HCl, etc. But the case of unidivalent, didivalent, etc., the deviation is very high. Okay, thank you very much.